What's up? How you liking the new decorations here? Trying to make my setup a little more nice looking. So we got some posters. Anyways, as you saw last week, we didn't do so well. Talked up all that big game about top and YCSs and stuff, and then we can't even win a single match with VW, let alone play the deck properly. Now, as you might have noticed, in between me recording that video now, there has been a little thing called a ban list, and that banned Auroradon, meaning that this will be the last video of VW. And then next week we're going to switch to a different deck. Hopefully I can give VW a last final proper showing. So let's take this thing to locals and have a good time. All right, for our first match this week, we are going against everyone's favorite deck, Adventure Pile. And already, with my first move, you can see that the brainworms have embedded themselves in my head. And by this, of course, I mean that we activate the effect of Foxy Tune by discarding Deskbot. As you know, I'm not one for reading, and I just assumed Hulk could only special summon from deck, not from hand. This means, as we go through our Hulk line, I'm forced to special summon Lulu off of its effect. Again, not realizing that Auroradon needs only machines. Maybe it's a good thing this deck got banned, now I can't embarrass myself anymore. We end on just a miraculous board of Charge Warrior plus Hulk and pass to our opponent. Oh boy. They start by doing the funny adventure stuff that we've all come to know and love now, and since I have no real interruptions, they can just go make Barone plus Access Code Talker. On to game 2, I guess. Let's see if I can stop bungling it up. We start game 2 with just a phenomenal hand. We normal summon Lulu, and then Lulu target Lulu, but it gets Ash, so we're forced to pass. They get to do the funny adventure stuff again, but thankfully we have an Ogre. Feels good to have hand traps, let me tell ya. They then go through Hulk combos, and this caused me just to giggle with glee in my head because on summon number 5, we get the funny Space Rock. Unfortunately, on my turn, I reveal that I had drawn the third Lulu. Sadly, it's my only name, so I decided to do the wacky play of sending a trap card to add Kowloon to my hand. Why I didn't send King Long is a mystery shrouded in enigma. We then just hit for some damage and pass to him. Because I'm an idiot, and I don't know how to close out games, he gets out an access code and clears my board. Thankfully, he doesn't kill me. On our turn, we draw the Laulau, so we summon him and go into Ptolemy to get rid of the access code and do some damage. I'd like to say that we won, but he just makes access code on the crackback and beats me. I didn't record the rest of my games this week, so let's hope next locals goes better.
Unfortunately, my game 2 and game 3 opponents, I didn't put them in the video. One of them was an actual child, and the other one did not want to be recorded. And hey, that's okay. We go against match 2 against the little child who is an Elvish player. So I go first. I do pretty well. I'm actually able to establish a board of Crystal Wing plus my Kaliga. And my opponent's turn. They go Zombie World, Super Poly, and I think you can understand how the rest of that game went. Game 2 went a lot better, and it was a pretty back and forth game for a while. We were grinding out. I think I was at like 1100 when we got called to time, so I just wanted to give it to him because there was no way I was gonna be able to get the last couple damage in. So then match 4 was against a Salamangreat player. So game 1, I went first. I managed to get out Shen, and then when I went to activate my Zulkin, he impermed that, so I had Shen pass. So on his turn, he is able to establish a Baguska, which is very strong, but because of the just power of having a Macrocosmos, we took game 1. Game 2, they went first. They ended on Balinks plus 1 back row. So we go Duster, activated our Kowloon, we brought out our Chuche, and then we do our combo from there. We made a Shen plus a Vermilion Dragonmech, and we just hit him for a bunch, and he was never really able to establish anything after that because of my Macrocosmos. So we took that final game. So we won a match this week. Hopefully next week, my opponents don't draw a nib turn 1 both games.
Week 2 does not go better. We brick horrendously game 1, and then game 2, we just get absolutely dunked on. Maybe next game. Match 2 this week, we go second against 3-axis branded Pile Thing. We Valor their Anaconda, and that basically ends their turn. Looks like we might actually have a chance this time. Yeah, boy. Sadly, we bricked pretty bad, so we Italian into a Lulu and normal summon a Nyan to make Stardust, hoping to draw into something good. We draw into the second Itali, so we special a Nyan to bring out our other Nyan from grave. Sadly, on the summon, he hits us with the funny Space Rock. Karma's a bitch. His turn, he goes into Unicorn and just goes for some damage, probably like bricking or something. On our turn, we try to bring out Gigi by targeting King Long. Sadly, he's got the bell, so we just have to pass due to it being our only name in hand. On his turn, of course, he combos into access code, takes the game from there. Game 2 does not go much better. We get belled and drolled, so all I can do is Shen pass. And of course, on his turn, he has full combo, and he takes the match. This is it. Our final match using VW, and it's against 3 of the brain structure. Now this deck is pretty competent, but if I lose, it proves that I am a fraud. He opts to go second, which is good for us because I know that the hand traps in that structure deck really don't affect my deck. We start off by normal summoning Lulu. Oh no. Thankfully, we do a follow-up with Lily. We end on a weird board of Shen plus Yugioh and a Chuche. This should be enough interruption for his deck, hopefully. He starts his turn with a Kit, Search, Branded Fusion. Now he goes for the Fusion, but your boy has an Ash in hand. God, I'm so good at this game, dude. On his end phase, we Chuche the Kit so we can get set up for big damage, and then he ogres our Chuche. No big deal. Sadly, on our turn, he warding points our GG, preventing it from being used as material, so we can't combo further. We end up just hitting him for 5200 damage, and we pass. Now, his turn goes very badly for us. He top decks Albaz, and he Albazes our Chuche into a Titaniclad. Then, he hits over a Juju, basically clearing our board. On our turn, we don't draw anything, and we pass it back to him. He summons a big board, and please don't let me lose to a structure deck. Game 2, much better. We open Zeaman and go for full combo. Sadly, I screw up and I make Chuche first. This locks us out of making Devote Caliga, so I settle on a board of Crystal Wing, Chuche, and Juju. His turn, he bricks, so he just sets a few and passes. Then on our turn, we swing for lethal. Woo! Game 3, he goes first and sets up a board, and our camera dies. But we take the W, so we aren't complete failures. So here are my final thoughts about this deck. I think, at the time, it was a really sick deck. It had a lot of cool plays, and I really think the punks helped mitigate the bricking issue of VW. However, I'm not the pilot for that deck. It just requires too much thinking power when you don't pull exactly Zeaman plus a VW name in your hand, and I'm not the person to think. So next week we're gonna be playing something a little different. Unfortunately, the deck I was planning on has not arrived in the mail yet, so we're gonna be playing what I like to call Old Faithful. But my time as trying to be a combo player has taught me something. If you can't use your brain, you have to resort to monkey. Stay tuned, people.